Let's get moving. If you have your red band, go ahead and grab it now. And we're gonna lay it down onto our back, and we're gonna go into a little bridge hold to start today with a breath focus. So if you have that band, place it below your shoulder blades. You want it kind of wide, and we're gonna crisscross in front of our chest just once. Laying all the way down on your back, feet are 4 inches apart parallel, and then we're going to hover with a neutral pelvis. So that means we just float that tailbone up off the floor, maybe an inch or so. Arms are going to reach long out at a V, and you should already feel the entire back line of the body fired up, and also through the deep abdominals holding that neutral. From here, we're going to breathe 4 times into that band. So we're going to inhale, send the rib basket wide into that red band, shoulders melt down. Exhale, narrowing through the corset, the entire waistline draws in. Again, inhale as we broaden the fibers of that red band, or just send your ribs out to the side of the room without the band. Exhaling as we narrow through the waistline, drawing our corset in towards the spine. Inhale again, sending the ribs wide, shoulders melt down. Exhale as we narrow the corset. Last time, inhaling, all 4 corners of the feet are imprinting down as we broaden the band. And exhale as we narrow the corset for the last time. Go ahead and tap that tailbone down, and we're gonna extend the right leg up towards the sky. It doesn't have to be directly above the hip. We just wanna make sure the tailbone stays heavy. And let's go ahead and float the left leg up as well. The heels are gonna greet in the toes turn out into first position. Go ahead and bend the arms, but keep the band with tension on it so the elbows touch the floor. And now we're gonna crisscross the upper inner thighs as we hinge towards the floor. So at your own pace, we're just gonna crisscross the upper inner thighs as we keep the pelvis neutral, and only go as low as you can without your spine changing. And then we crisscross in reverse to bring it back up to start. If this is aggressive to your low back, you can do what Elise is showing us over here. And she's got a soft bend to the knees, and she's not going very low. So this is making less pressure on the back by shortening the lever, and it's taking good care of the spine and still getting deep abdominal activation, even without that very long lever. So this is a great option if you're feeling any tension or gripping on the back side of the body. Let's go ahead and do 2 more. So we're going to crisscross on the way down, inhaling for length. Really think about those upper inner thighs doing the crossing rather than the feet. Shoulder blades are melting down the spine. Last time, we're gonna track down towards the floor, reaching the legs long as the femurs sink into the pelvis while we crisscross. And with control, bring it back, tabletop the knees, and float the feet down to the floor. We're gonna rise on up. You can keep the red band in your hands, but we don't really need it for this exercise. We just want it close by. And we're gonna go into a little cat-cow with a squat hold. So come into a 4 inches apart parallel position with the feet. Hands are gonna lightly touch the thighs, but we're not resting on them. And get into a pretty low squat, whatever is a nice challenge for you. We're not gonna change our height of our pelvis. We're simply gonna go into a cat. We're gonna round the spine, nod the chin. And then we're gonna inhale as we arc forward. You can even gaze up towards the sky, almost like a cobra. So we're like a cow and a cobra, 3 animals in 1. Exhaling as you round. Doesn't that feel delicious to the spine, you guys? I know your booty's on fire a little bit too, but that's okay. We'll ignore that, right? Exhaling as you round, really keep length in the spine. Inhaling, even as we arc forward and gaze forward, we want long lines on all sides of the body. Just a few more here, opening up the spine, challenging isometrically through the legs, through the deep abdominals. Last time, rounding in the cat curl. Inhale as we unwind and come into that cow. Go ahead and with intention, rise all the way up. Now we're gonna go into a standing knee flexion, and I like this red band for support of proper bone rhythm, and Elise is gonna use a dish towel or a hand towel that you just have at the house if you don't have the band. We're gonna start with our feet 4 inches apart parallel, and we're gonna take that band under the right shin. The elbows are folded at the waist, and let's start with the knees close to being lined up in alignment. From here, we are going to really think about that knee drawing in towards the hip as we raise, and then we're gonna slowly bring it down. And now we're gonna bring it all the way up and all the way back down. So you may have done this before without a red band or a dish towel for support, but the idea is what we're getting is that really sinking in sensation of the femur head gliding into the pelvis. You feel that happening? So that helps us to kind of stay away from just the superficial hip flexors taking over the work, and we can feel that diagonal connection to the waistline on the other side. Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. Anna found it. I hope you are too. Let's do 2 more on this right side, and then we're going to take the left leg next. So we're holding steady, trying not to hang out in that opposite hip. Bring it all the way down, and straight away we're going to switch sides just to warm up through the hip socket on the left, and we're going to balance challenge through the right. So the temptation might be to kind of hang out into that hip joint. Go ahead and keep working, girls, while I demonstrate this. You might want to kind of hang out and let your core check out of the situation. But if you think about energy pouring down the outer line of the right leg and drawing up the inner line of the right leg alongside the spine like one side of a suspender, that's really going to help you to balance out the pelvis, draw the weight out of that hip, and get the core and the inner line of the body really working together. This feels so good. You know it's hard work, but it really feels good. It's like massaging that hip joint. Really gets that bone sinking deep into the socket. So you want to feel that traction as you draw it in. My biceps are working with my mid-back to make that happen. Ooh, I'm wobbling. Anyone else? Excellent. We like that. That's what's challenging our balance. Let's do 1 more here. And then we're going to go right into a squat hold again. Go ahead and release that red band. Okay, now our hips are warmed up, ready to go. We're going to go into a squat in a closed parallel position. Knees and toes are glued together. We're going to take that band in one stretch or the dish towel and lower into your best squat again. Might feel a little better through the hips this time, yeah? I feel like I got some some deeper sinking of the bones into the pelvis here. Collarbones are wide, melt the shoulder blades down the spine. Anna and I are going to come up and over with that red band, and Elise is going to stop just in line with her ears or in front. So when you have the red band, you have more flexibility to kind of stretch as you come up and over the head. But if that doesn't feel great for your shoulders, you can simply stop directly in front of the forehead or right in line with the ears. Another choice is to soften the elbows, and that might help you to have the shoulder blades melt down the spine rather than climbing up around your ears as we work. Now, I know you're feeling the quads, the glutes, inner thighs, outer thighs if you're magnetizing those outer thighs together, but we want to make sure we don't dump out of the core. So the navel needs to draw up and in between the shoulder blades, and in opposition, the sternum, which is right here, I'll show you where it is. The sternum right here needs to drop down towards your sacrum. So it's almost like an X as we're working to hold the core steady. Let's do 1 more all the way up and over. And the last one, bring it down to the front, and we're gonna set that red band away. Go ahead and set it to this side. We're gonna go into an exercise we call skating. Now we have floor sliders, or if you don't have one handy, you can use a paper plate, and that's gonna help you slide right on the floor as well. We're in a turned out position. The right foot is on the mat, and the ball of the left foot is on the slider. We're gonna keep the left leg straight as we bend the right knee. So now we are in kind of a single leg squat in external rotation. Lengthen the tailbone from the crown of the head. Check your right knee is aligned with big toe, second toe, and that the hips are level. We got all that organized? Awesome. Let's exhale to prepare. Inhale as we soften that left knee and draw it in. It might take a few times to kind of get a hang of that movement and see how much weight you can have in that slider or that plate. We want to try not to shift through the torso if we can avoid it. And we're simply spiraling that left inner thigh forward to draw the leg in, and we're spiraling it down towards the floor to extend it out. Nice and long as we extend and inhale to bring it in. For me, my right knee is really wanting to kind of sneak in towards the inner line of my leg rather than staying aligned with the big toe, second toe. So really make sure that you're staying aligned big toe, second toe. You're staying as low as you can to challenge yourself. And if you want additional challenge, you can take your arms out to the side or even up overhead in a wide V if you are up for that additional cardiovascular and balance challenge. Let's do a few more here, and we're going to go into a side plank. So rather than dragging with the foot, think about the angle of the hip changing, the inner thigh spiraling forward, and then the angle of the knee changes. So start closer to the core to do the movement. Last one, bring it to the bend, all the way back out, and release. All right, let's go ahead and come onto our right forearm. Elise is going to show us a variation where she is going to tap down, and Anna and I are going to be up off of the ground with our right hip the whole time. So the palm is flat on the ground, the right knee is bent, left leg is long, and we're going to come up into your best diagonal line. Check in with your head. We don't want to look at the world straight up here. It's going to be at a diagonal if you're going to match the angle of your spine, which is what we're after. The left arm comes along top of the left leg. And on our inhale, we're going to come up and over. I'm giving a small pike arc through the waistline as the arm reaches overhead. Exhale, return to that diagonal, or if you need to, tap your hip to the ground. Inhale as we rise up and over with length on all sides. Exhale, bring it back to start. Make sure the entire palm on the right hand is imprinting and that we're lifting off of that elbow. Shoulder blade is melting down the spine. Inhaling as we arc. Exhaling back to start. I think this one feels really good, even though it's a sincere challenge to hold that side plank. I love the elongated lines, and it's a beautiful stretch while we're working. Is it just me, or you guys like that a little bit too?
Oh, it feels great.
Awesome. We're gonna go into a 3-point kneel next. Let's do 2 more of these arcs. Inhaling as we come up and over. Exhaling to start. This is the last one with control. Lengthen both sides of the spine. Hand comes back to the left leg and release. Okay, we're gonna stay down on the ground, turn onto your knees, and your forearms are going to come down onto the mat, palms are flat. Straight away, we are going to take that left leg and reach it up at a diagonal. Now, ideally, we'd like it to be in line with the crown of the head, making one beautiful diagonal line. But if that doesn't feel great for your back, or you feel that you're shortening your low back and dumping into the abdomen, lower the leg a little bit and see what works for you today. Once you find your best diagonal line, spiral that left inner thigh up to the sky, and you should feel that midline of your body catching. Do you feel that happening? All right, plug that femur, that thigh bone into the hip socket, and we're simply gonna do a little tiny lift from the glam line. So right where the booty meets the hamstrings, we're just basically adding a deepening of the crease to our pants. So notice that Elise's back is not changing position, her pelvis has not been invited to move. It's simply a little crease here with an intentional spiral of that left inner thigh up towards the sky. Gorgeous. And that's how we really find the crisscross through the pelvic floor, deep abdominals into the opposite waistline. Everyone think about lifting away from those elbows. Collarbones are nice and wide. And let's hold the next one up in the diagonal. Holding up in the diagonal. The pelvis, again, is not going to change position. We are simply going to cross over. Glance at your screen if you need to take a look what I mean. The toe taps to the right side of the mat. So my left toe is on the right side of the mat. And then we're coming all the way back up to start. So the shoulders, the torso, the ribs, the pelvis didn't move. It's really finding beautiful glide and rotation through that femur head. Tapping down and lengthening back up. Exhaling, tapping down. Inhaling, lengthening back up. The back side of the neck is nice and long. The navels are drawn up and in. Lengthening as you reach into that diagonal. Anna's having a good old time. Me too. Last 3. Really reach, almost like you're pulling on a super tight pair of jeggings. Shall we go with jeggings today? Last 1. And with control, bring your leg all the way back to start. All right, so we're gonna get the red band again, or just ignore it if you don't have one. This can be a little tricky to get into, but by the second side, you'll be a pro. And if you're gonna run through this 2 weeks to Wounded challenge again, you'll know it already. So what we're gonna do is take that red band, placing it under the arch of our right foot, and then we're gonna take both sides of that red band just into our right hand. Lay all the way down onto your back because we're gonna do a bridge here. So we're gonna have the left knee bent and the left foot is on the floor. Left arm is long at our side. And we're going to go ahead and reach that right leg nice and long. So we're reaching that right leg nice and long. At least you can show what it looks like to have the leg bent without the band. And now we're gonna peel up with flexion. So we're gonna curl up all the way to the top of our best single leg bridge. Now that's fun already, isn't it? It's a good old time. Okay, check your pelvis, make sure it didn't rock. And from here, nothing is invited to move except we're gonna soften the right knee. That's an exhale. And now we're gonna think about absorbing the right kneecap up into the quadriceps for the inhale. I'm shaking on the first one. Okay. I do this for a living and I'm shaking on the first one. So I think that that's a good sign that we're finding some good challenge there. Inhale as you extend. My right biceps are very active as well as the triceps and the back line of the right spine, really helping to hold that. My left waistline is really active, stabilizing the pelvis. So everything's working together here, guys. Try not to rock the hips. You can even take a glance to make sure that they didn't tip side to side because we have one leg up and one leg down. Let's go ahead and do 3 more. Last 2. Last 1, keep the leg long with control, rolling down out of that bridge to set the spine gently down onto the mat and keep that band where it is, but we're just gonna ask the left foot to join it. So now we have 2 feet on the band and 1 section of the band is in either hand. So my left and my right hand have a band. I suggest you loop it around your hands here to keep it nice and stable. Knees are bent in a tabletop position, feet are flexed, and we have a neutral pelvis. Melt the shoulder blades down. Anna's gonna show us a variation with her head lifted off the mat, aren't you, Anna? Good news. And now we're going to inhale together, extend the legs long. Both legs move at the same time. And exhale as we absorb the femurs back into the pelvis. The elbows are bent and they stay glued to the floor. Exhale as we absorb it back in. Inhale as we extend the legs long. The pelvis is not moving. The outer thighs are magnetized. We're reaching through the heels as the femurs sink in oppositional length. Let's do 2 more here, then we're gonna change the position of our feet. Hold the next one out. Legs are long, long, long. Swivel the inner thighs to the sky and the feet will follow. Should feel the glute med right on that diagonal outer hip get started. Exhale as we soften the knees. Now the knees are going outbound, kind of in a little froggy. Inhale as we extend. Exhale as the knees soften, the sits bones broaden. Inhale as we extend. Let's do several more here, keeping that control, keeping the heels glued together, using that band to help us find that oppositional reach. Let's do 4. Your head can always go down if you've chosen that variation. It starts to feel aggressive. We have 2 more. And legs come long, hold, swivel back to closed parallel, and float the legs all the way to the floor. Hold here. We're gonna keep the band on our feet. I need to scooch mine up to the arches. If yours rolled down, go ahead and do that. And we're gonna do oblique-oriented roll-ups with the band. So our arms are gonna come long. We're gonna nod the chin. The legs are long. Nod the chin as we curl the head up off of the mat, lengthening through the spine. Oh gosh, that's the hardest part as we come all the way up. The arms are wide in a V, sitting tall in your best L sit. Let's rotate the rib basket towards the right. The band is gonna follow with you. Lean with the flat back, just 2 to 3 inches. Now in that turned position, the tailbone rolls under, the low back, the mid back, and all the way down. And now we're gonna stay rolled or oriented towards the right as we roll back up, keeping as much length and control as you can. Let's swivel to the left. So the rib basket moves to the left. Lean with the flat back 2 to 3 inches. Roll the tailbone, roll the low back, roll the mid back. Pray you make it to the floor. Stay in that oriented position to the left. We're gonna come up. I like to kind of think of rolling up and down on the left side of the spine or the right side of the spine. Let's do it one more time to the right because it's fun, right? So we're leaning with the flat back, rib basket is rotated. Slide the tailbone under you. rolling down. Thinking about the spaces between the vertebra rolling down rather than the bones themselves. Stay turned towards the right as we're slowly elongating back up. And last time, we're gonna go straight away to the left as we lower down and lengthen. Right, oh, totally. Absolutely easier every time. Staying to the left as we're gonna slowly rise all the way up and release. Okay, now we're gonna go into a torso rotation. You can use that band or not. We're gonna come onto the knees with knees 4 inches apart and that band underneath the knees. We have one stretch in each hand. We're coming into a prayer position with a neutral pelvis, and let's rotate the rib basket towards the right. We're just gonna do this 8 times. So we're gonna do 8, inhaling as we rotate, 7, the hips are not invited to move, just the rib basket rotates as we stabilize through the pelvis. Last 4, the selfish ribs want to get all the fun. Last 3, get nice and tall with the breast shoulder blades melting down. We have 2 more. We're gonna go straight into our downhill ski. And last 1, go ahead and ditch that band. And we are going to have our hands on the mat. Lengthen your legs back into a closed parallel, or Elise is gonna show us down on the knees. So we're starting in a nice long plank. Straight away, what we are going to do is shift our weight back as our knees rotate to the right. So we have a deep bend in the knees and the hips, a long spine, and the shoulders are way behind the hands. Go ahead and inhale, come back through center. Now we're gonna tip to the left. Exhaling as we draw back, creasing deeply at the hips and the knees. Inhaling as we return back to start. Exhale to the right. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Inhale to start. Exhale to the left. Inhale into that beautiful plank. Exhale to the right, keeping length on all sides of the spine. Exhale to the left. Really reaching for it, lifting away from that mat, magnetizing the outer thighs. We're twisting to the left. It's a good old time. Everybody likes to ski, except for me, because there's snow, and I only like the sunshine. Exhaling as you soften. Yes, sunshine. Let's go ahead and take 1 more set. So last time to the right. Last time to the left. Hold the plank for fun for 8, lifting away from the ground. Last 6, last 5. Breathing between the shoulder blades for 3, 2, and knees gently come down. All right, side plank, other side. Remember, that one feels good. Okay, left hand to the floor, left knee bent, right leg long, right arm on top of that right leg. You can choose to do this with the left hip hovered or tapping down. Let's go on the inhale, arcing up and over with beautiful long lines all sides of the body. Exhale, bring it back to start. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, back to start. Inhaling length as we reach. Exhaling, back to start. Thinking about that left shoulder blade melting down and around the rib basket. Making sure we don't shorten the bottom side of the waistline as we arc through the top. Reaching that right inner thigh long beyond the heel. That right leg is not getting a free pass here, guys. Everything's working the whole time. Let's do 3. Anna wants to do more. Last 2. Me too. Last 1. Return the hand to start, and with intention, bring the hip back down to the ground. Let's turn straight over onto our forearms and our knees. We're gonna get that little glam line pulse happening on the right side. So the forearms come down, elbows directly below the shoulders. The left knee is directly below the hip, and we're gonna reach the right leg straight up and out into that diagonal, whatever is a good height for you and your body. The right inner thigh spirals to the sky, and you probably wanna bring it about 1/2 inch closer to the midline of your body to find that inner thigh connection. And go ahead and deepen the crease right under the seat as we elongate the leg from the crown of the head, lifting away from the floor, breathing between the shoulder blades. There's a lot to think about here, and it looks like it's just a little tiny leg lift. Not really. It's never about just one little part. It's the whole story. My mentor always tells me the scalpel is for the surgeon, and that is the God's honest truth. We got to keep everything organized and engaged, and that's how we find the beauty and the depth of the work here. Hold the next one up, keep the pelvis quiet, and now we're going to sweep across the midline of the body, right toes tap the ground, that's an exhale. Inhale, coming all the way back up to the diagonal to start. Exhale, just the femur head is swimming through the dome of the pelvis. Inhaling back to that diagonal. The back line of the head is long, so you're gazing down at the mat or the floor. Maybe your hotel room towel, because I don't travel with a mat very often, so I'm known to use a hotel room towel if I'm doing a little workout on the floor. Exhale as you lower down, crisscross. Inhale as you reach it up and back. Exhale as we slowly bring it down. Really visualize the ball and socket joint that is your femur head, your thigh bone swimming through the dome of the pelvis to make this movement happen. Let's do 2 more, shall we? Yeah, doesn't that sound good? Last one. And go ahead and soften that knee, bring it all the way in. We're gonna do our kneeling torso rotation on the other side. If you have your red band, go ahead and grab it. If not, don't worry about it. Knees are 4 inches apart, parallel. We're gonna take the hands into prayer position. And once again, we're gonna do 8 reps. Hips are not invited to the party, at least the moving party. Inhale as we spiral the rib basket, melt the shoulder blades down. Exhale to center. You can think about sending the fibers of that red band or just the skin of your kneecaps out to the side. We have 5 more. I can count silently too. Let's do 3. Last 2. We're gonna do that single leg bridge. You're gonna be a pro with that red band this time, right? Inhaling pretty much, hoping so, and bring it all the way down. All right, so flip over onto your back. Keep the red band if you have it. We're gonna place it around the arch of the left foot. Both stretches of the band go into your left hand and lay all the way down on your back. Right foot is flat on the floor, right arm is long. We are going to straight away straighten that left leg towards the sky. And let's go ahead and peel up, curling up into the bridge. Check your pelvis, make sure it's nice and level. We want to have a no crease on the front side of the right hip. Elbow is melted to the floor on the left side, and now we're going to exhale as we soften that left knee. Inhale as we extend, the kneecap absorbs into the quadriceps. Make sure that that right knee stays aligned with big toe, second toe, and the entire sole of the foot is imprinting on the floor. We're exhaling to soften the left knee. Inhaling as we extend. Exhaling as we soften. Inhaling as we extend. Really imprint the right arm into the floor. Inhaling as that left leg extends. Exhaling as we soften. Just a few more here. Reach that left waistline long. Let's do 2 more. Last one, keep that leg long with control. Roll down from behind the heart as we slowly roll all the way down. Now we're gonna go into our long bridge. If you have the red band, hang on to it, and we're gonna place it across your ASIS, which is just a fancy Pilates way of saying these sticky outy bits, these bones on the front of your hips. Elise is gonna demonstrate on her elbows. Anna and I are gonna have our hands in turnout in line with our shoulders. I'm gonna scooch back a little bit to stay on my mat. They're gonna be in line with our shoulders in turnout, and they're just coming off of the mat a little bit. We're gonna bring the feet into first position, heels are touching, toes are turned out. Lift away from the shoulders before we even get started. And now on the inhale, we're gonna float the pelvis up and off the floor and find your best diagonal line. Exhale as we crease at the front side of the hips and tap the tailbone down. Inhale as we bring it up. Inner thigh spiral to the sky. Exhale as we crease and the sits bones broaden. This one's fun, right? It's like fun, but different. Inhale as we come up, exhale as we crease. Heels stay glued together, lifting off of the wrists or off of the elbows. We don't want to sink and hang into those shoulder joints. Last 4, really reach the toes from the crown of the head as you rise up. Last two. Last one. And with control, send it all the way down. All right, so find that slider or your paper plate. We're gonna do skating on the right-hand side. You can choose to use your red band for a little bit of a row if you would like to, or you can just do it with empty hands. So we have the slider or the plate on the right side of the mat. We're in a turned out position with our left foot on the mat and the ball of the foot is on the slider. Keep that right leg straight as straight away we bend the left knee and tip the torso forward. Let's change our breath pattern on this one. So what we're gonna do this time is we're gonna exhale as we soften that right knee and draw the leg into a squat position. Inhale as we slide the leg back out. Exhale as we soften. Inhaling as we extend. Arms can come out, they can go at the sides. So choose your own adventure there for your posture. So Anna's showing us that red band, and she's opening the spine, opening the collarbones as the collarbones chase the elbows, holding the pelvis steady. Inner thigh is spiraling forward as the legs extend and spiraling up to the sky as it comes in, really lubricating that hip joint, improving functionality while we're toning and strengthening as well. All right, let's do two more. And we're gonna go into some plies. Last one. Extend the leg and go ahead and rise onto the mat. All right, guys, you can use the dish towel or your red band. We're gonna step into a wide second position and we are going to lower into just one plie. So this is a wide turnout, wider than your shoulders. Your sits bones broaden as your torso stays upright and we hold. Check your knees are in line with big toe, second toe, and just in front of the ankle crease. From here, we're gonna take the hands up and overhead, bend the elbows as needed, and we're gonna arc to the left, opening through the waistline. Straight away, we're gonna nod the chin, round the spine as we exhale and sweep through. Inhale as we come up and over the other side, again to the left. Inhaling as we arc, exhaling through the center. Inhaling as we arc, exhaling through center overhead, last time to the left. Inhale as we arc, exhale, round through flexion in the spine. Inhale up and over. Let's take it to the right. So now we're going to fan the ribs on the left, arcing through the middle for an exhale. Notice that the pelvis isn't changing height. The knees aren't changing position. Arcing on an inhale, exhaling as we round through. Inhaling as we come up. Last one. We have a little plank with weight shift situation coming next, and then we stretch, I promise. Exhale through the middle. Inhale up and around with control. Narrow through the pelvis and rise all the way up. Ditch your red band or your towel. We're gonna come onto our hands and toes or onto your knees and your elbows. Either way works for me. If you're up on your hands and your toes, we're gonna have our feet 4 inches apart and parallel. Lift away from the wrist, broaden the collarbones. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna shift our weight back into a diagonal like a pike. And then as we come forward into the plank, the right knee is gonna tap to the floor. The pelvis didn't tip. And then bring it back up into that pike. And now the left side is gonna tap down. And we're gonna lengthen up and back. Keep working at your own pace, alternating sides. And you can see that Elise is doing a weight shift through her shoulders. And so she's still getting that long line as she's focusing through that core effort, but we're shortening the lever and taking the aggression down a bit so you can get the same focus of work, but just in a less aggressive position. Let's go ahead and even it out. Let's do one more on either side. Tapping one knee down, coming back into the pike, and the last one, bring both knees all the way down. And let's finish with a little mermaid stretch. So we're gonna have both knees bent. Let's sit on the left hip. Both knees are bent in about a 45-degree angle. We're gonna keep the left hand on the floor. Right arm is gonna arc up and overhead. Hold here. Think about sending breath into any areas of tightness. Melt the right shoulder down the spine or down the backside of the body. And then we're gonna rotate towards the ceiling. Your gaze is gonna follow that. So we're rotating the ribs, opening the heart. Take a long breath here. It's a shaky mermaid. And come all the way back through center. We're gonna do a child's pose to stretch through the hips and the low back. I like to have my big toes touching, my knees nice and wide, and the arms reach long, long, long. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale a positive thought about the hard work you've done. Exhaling any thought that isn't serving you for the rest of your day. One more time, inhale. Exhale, narrowing through the corset. We'll stir working even as we stretch. And let's come on up and finish the mermaid on the other side. We're gonna sit on our right hip. Both knees are bent to about 45 degrees. The right palm lightly comes onto the floor. And we're gonna arc straight up and over with the left arm. Opening the ribs, think about melting the shoulder blade down the spine. On your next inhale, rotate the ribs. The shoulder and the arm are gonna turn with you as you turn your gaze to the sky. Exhale, return to start. Come all the way up. You made it. Beautiful job. We'll see you next time.